first, when it comes to breaking up with clients, just depends on the reasons why you're breaking up with them, and especially if it's not like-minded person, you guys no longer vibe, it's no longer worth it. This is a huge reason why it's so important to get clear on who it is you're speaking to in the world, and really holding your own boundary when it comes to who you bring into your space. But we don't get taught this as young tattooers. We don't get taught to create boundaries. We get taught to take everyone on, make that money, turn it and burn it. So I understand how this could be really tough. So the way that I could recommend you breaking up with a client is just literally sending them an email, letting them know, being like, hey, the last few times we've had situations together or haven't had experiences together, they just haven't matched in the vibe, and quite frankly, the artwork I'm no longer fancying. I know it doesn't no longer resonate with me, the artwork that you're asking for me. I'm trying to go into a different evolution. And you can, there's so many beautiful, nice ways to do this. Just send them an email, let them know. If they have deposits down, you'll send them back, and all of these things, and just offer them that. Now, whatever happens after that, you can't control. All you can control is your emotional mastery. All you can control is the emotions that you have within you. So as long as you've given them every way of just being like, hey, we're just no longer a match, and if something happens, like they retaliate, that's not on you. If they are upset, or if they say something negative, or whatever it might be, again, this is you holding your boundary. What feels right for you is more important than anything, because you can't be the best tattooer, you can't continue to learn more, thrive, you can't continue to grow without creating these boundaries within your business, without creating these types of conversations. Hard conversations happen. We're entrepreneurs. This is the way it's got to be. So you send them an email. Whatever happens after that is not on you, as long as you know that you've held the boundary, you've held your space, and you're doing it for not only you, but for all the clients that are after this particular moment. And the more that you can up level and hold your ground and hold your boundary, the better you are going to be able to run your business for its longevity. And so that's how I would break up with a client. Now, creating the boundary. Once we've broken up with a client, we know we never want to do that again. And we are going to want to definitely create the boundaries. So how do we create boundaries? Well, it just depends. It depends on what kind of boundaries you're trying to create. When it comes to my style, when it comes to my deposits, all of these things, when I open my books, I send them out a big email. And when I have people, I really warm my audience up. I really warm my clientele up with having them rise to meet me at my level. Not me meeting down to their level. I'm gonna have them rise to meet me up to my level. So when we send out this email and they do not read it, and we say it very plain, hey, if you do not get an email back from me, or if we don't respond back, it's probably because you missed something within the email. And we're getting tons of emails in. I just can't read them all, especially if they're not filled out to its entirety. So this is just allowing your clients to know ahead of time that this is the boundary you're creating. You're setting the tone right away. You're setting the tone of professionalism. You're setting the tone of high end. Wow, when people get boundaries, I will tell you guys right now, when people love boundaries. When they get it, they're like, wow, this is high end shit. She's telling me right off the bat that this is how it's gonna go. Cool. Thank you for letting me know where I stand so that I can stay in this circle that you've put me in, because I don't want to step out of line, because I want to get tattooed by you. And this also creates psychologically a really beautiful way of having your clients meet you to the occasion, or your potential clients to meet you to rise to your level of where you stand. This also puts a lot of beautiful professionalism within your business, so that it's totally worth the price. Look at all of this stuff. If boundaries put a psychological impression on people to know that you're not to be, this is a professional establishment. This isn't just a tattooing. This is high level body modification. And if I want an experience with a high level tattoo artist like this person, I've got to rise to the occasion and meet this person's boundaries. So it's best to do it right off the bat, right away, with any clients, potential clients. So when you open up your books, send out that email. Or if you're about to open up your books, or if you want to post about it, post about it. Like, this is what we do. Personally, I don't like posting about it. I'm more like, here, let me just, if you're on my wait list, here you go. And if you're not on my wait list, then get on my wait list, and or if you want to get tattooed. So that's kind of how I roll. So it keeps it very organized for me and for my assistant, and so that we are not trying to answer a bunch of things all in different places like DMs and things like that. But if your audience isn't as big yet, then I would just say, start it off right away. Hey, you want to get tattooed by me? Someone sends you an idea and all this stuff. You're like, hey, cool. Here is all the list of things that I do. Does this sound like it's going to be in your wheelhouse for you to want to do this style? The deposit's this much. Before we even get into any of whether or not we're, I want to do your tattoo, let's just set the boundary here. Is this cool with you? And that's all you're asking them. And then if they say yes, then cool, then at least you know you're not wasting your time. And this is, again, time management and creating systems within your business. This is also boundaries. So your systems within your business are creating boundaries for you so that you can stay in your zone of genius, which is your artistry, and not in the parts of being heady and, oh my gosh, is this person gonna pay me my deposit and all this stuff? We've already got that out of the way. We've already set the boundary, we've set the tone at the beginning. So now you're only getting people that are inquiring that are meeting you at your level, which is high level tattooing. So I hope that was helpful.